Today I'll be talking about the three things that I'd wish I'd known before my tribunal. I just want to let you all know that I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I am just speaking to you from my experiences, and these are three things that I wish I knew before my tribunal. So, I attended the Employment Tribunal in 2025. This was after ACAS reconciliation period, which was not successful. I was offered to settle, which I declined, and we proceeded to tribunal. If you do watch some of my other videos, some of my other lives, I do refer to witness statements, how to apply for reconsideration. I'm planning to do one on the ACAS reconciliation period soon, but you can look through my other videos and I'll put a link to my case in the description. So, three things that I'd wish I'd known before my employment tribunal. The first thing I would say is that it's evidence that wins, and I personally don't feel like it's the truth that wins. From my experience, it's the evidence that can win your case. This is quite a harsh reality because most of us, when we do go to the tribunal, we may feel like all we need to do is tell the truth and the decision will be found in our favor. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Evidence is what wins. So that would be emails, contracts, testimonies from witnesses, policies, um, yeah, contracts. So anything that can be brought to court as a form of evidence will go a lot further than just um, speaking about things. So that's the first thing, the fact that evidence will win your case and not emotion and not anything else, just evidence. Number two is that the respondent usually banks on you quitting partway. The respondent usually counts on you being too stressed to continue, and they will offer you some money to settle. Okay. Another strategy that they may decide to do is that they may decide to delay procedures, they may decide to recall, adjourn, and just drag things out for as long as possible so you just quit or you get fed up. My country's fine, thanks. Hi, Fazal Maksudu. And where are you watching from? My country is fine, thank you. Yeah, so those are the strategies that they will try and lead with. So they will offer you to settle, offer you money to settle. Um, they will try and use the procedures against you, try and adjourn, just try and cause unnecessary delays, and offer you money. You're from Iran. What part of Iran are you from? Which part of Iran? Yeah, so it can be quite it can throw you a bit off balance when they start to do those things. Hi, Karin. It can throw you off balance, but just to be aware that they will try and delay the procedures, try and cause adjournments and recalls and everything else. And they will try and drag out the whole situation for as long as they can because they want you to quit or they just want you to feel too stressed that you stop. The third thing I would say, I wish I'd known beforehand, is that your Farsi. No, I can't speak Farsi. No, I'm not raising money. So I believe in Iran. Is it push? No, I'm not. I'm just talking about my experience and what to expect. What I wish that I'd known to expect. before going to tribunal. How was your day, Kareem? Have you got any questions about so in the UK, when you take your employer or your previous employer to tribunal, you do not pay. I represented myself, so I didn't pay any money. If you have a lawyer, that's when you're gonna have to have money to pay them. But I represented myself, so I didn't need to pay anyone because I just did it all myself, basically. I was born in Ghana. I'm currently living in UK. What's it like where you live? Like, tell us about. Let me see. What part of Iran are you from? Mm, what country are you in, Karim? What country are you in, Karim? So in the United Kingdom, if you go to an employment tribunal, you don't you don't. If you represent yourself, you don't need any money. So I'm not raising money. Thank you for liking the live. Another thing that I didn't realize before going to the tribunal is that my witness statement is 90% of the case. So your witness statement is 90% of the case. That's something that you really need to keep in mind. So everything in your witness statement should actually address why you've decided to take your the respondents to tribunal. So that the witness statement needs to cover all those things. Um, so when it comes to employment tribunal, there is no fee if you represent yourself. If you decide to use a lawyer, then clearly you're going to have to pay the lawyer. But if you represent yourself during the proceedings, you don't have to pay any money. And also to lodge a claim, it's free of charge. Yeah. So the third thing is that your witness statement is 90% of your case, and during the proceedings, you can't go back and change anything in your witness statement. So it's really important that you cover all relevant facts in the witness statement. My witness statement was so long. It was so long. I think I referred to every single page in the bundle, and our bundle was massive. But yeah, so your witness statement is 90% of the case, and you won't be able to add anything to the witness statement once the proceedings have begun. Does anybody have any more questions at all? Hello to anybody watching from Iran. I hope you all had a good weekend. I hope you're all doing great. But yeah, those are the main three things that I'd wish I'd known beforehand. Number one, please remember to like the live. That will mean a lot to me. But number one, it's evidence that counts. And so I think lots of us have a romantic notion that we're going to go into court and we're just going to tell the truth and the judge is going to believe us. Thank you for liking the live. I really appreciate it. Liking the live goes a long way for me. So if you could like the live, I would be very, very grateful. Yeah, so, a lot of the time we don't realize um, how much evidence we need to actually cover why we are in the first place. So make sure you've got copies of emails. One of the good things that I would recommend is to do a SAR, which is a subject access request, where you can request for any information about yourself in writing, and you can also request who you want to request it from. So that's very useful to make a subject access request, because there may be things in the SAR that you may not even know of. So that can count as evidence. Rotas, work calendars, emails, like I said before, all those things counts as evidence. So I'll definitely recommend that that is looked into. Um, yeah, so that's it really. But again, I'm not a lawyer, and this isn't legal advice. Did somebody take their life back? Okay, yeah. So I do recommend that you access some, professional legal advice if needed. And yeah, so those are the things that I wish I had known before my tribunal. Number one, that is evidence that ends, not emotion, not memories, not our assumptions or suspicions or concerns. Also, as well, they will bank on you quitting. The respondent will bank on you just quitting or being too stressed to continue. They'll also bank on you being willing to settle and just take a lesser amount and go, because they're thinking as well, this person doesn't really want to go through all that stress for an amount of money which may not be as the amount we're offering to give them now. So hmm thank you for liking the live, much appreciated. And also, as well as I was saying, is that the witness statement is 90% of your case. So keep that in mind when writing your witness statement. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. I'm about to go off and make some preparations because it's back to work tomorrow. But thank you for joining my live, and thank you for liking my live. And I will see you all again during the week. Thank you. Bye.